First and foremost, before we get started, I like to give all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rekah Kwadash, and double honors to those great millstone while I learned this truth, and also to those elect that is scattered abroad. I like to say, Shalom. Come back here today with another great, powerful lesson through the spirit and the power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. And the type D lesson is, they shall be like madmen, sparing none. So I like to say shalom to all our listeners and learners. Hope this help you today and guide you back in the path of righteousness and back to your true power, which in fact is Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. So let's start here with this news article here by WDSU 6 News out of New Orleans. Let's get a little bit of this report. It says a Border Patrol-led immigration crackdown is coming to Southeast Louisiana. Here's what to know. It says here around 250 federal border agents are expected to launch a month-long immigration crackdown on Monday in Southeast Louisiana and into Mississippi, dubbed Swamp Sweep. Operation Swamp Sweep. It says here the deployment, which aims to arrest 5,000 people, is centered in liberal New Orleans, and it is the latest federal immigration enforcement operation to target a Democratic-run city as President Donald Trump administration pursues its mass deportation agenda. Said Border Patrol Commander Gregory Bovino, said, who has led aggressive operations in Chicago, Los Angeles, and Charlotte, North Carolina, is expected to helm the campaign. Said many in the greater New Orleans area, particularly in Latino communities, have been on edge since the planned operations were reported earlier this month. Even as Republican Louisiana Governor Jeff Landry said he welcomes the federal agents. Let's get a little bit more. It said here's what to know about Swamp Sweep, Operation Swamp Sweep. It says here Bovino has become the Trump administration go-to operative for leading large-scale, high-profile immigration enforcement campaigns. During his operation in Chicago, federal agents Raptor for a helicopter into a residential apartment complex and fired pepper balls and tear gas at protesters. So we're seeing right now that these ICE patrols are getting more increased, getting more intense. And we already know who they're getting ready to target is what? People of color. You know, we're already knowing about this wicked holiday just passed, Thanksgiving Day. And a lot of our people were still relaxing in their lead, drinking and being merry and having a great old time. And all the time the devil's getting ready to come down with great wrath. And one thing about it, we already know we at the beginning stages of what? Of Jacob's trouble. So right here, this is Southeast Louisiana, also right here in my own backyard. I'm from the South, so it's right here, it's coming to a city near you. So now you're seeing that there said 250 ICE agents are going to come into New Orleans, Baton Rouge, Lafayette, different other parts of Louisiana, and also into Mississippi, what it's called this deportation agenda, and one thing about it, but we already know it's a bigger agenda. They want what? Total control. So right now they say the governor, he welcomes it. So he's a part of the plan also. So we seeing left and right, it's pretty much New Orleans, is already known for they nightlife, and the way they have a lot of different festivals and different things like that every year. And also, New Orleans is known for their witchcraft. You know, black magic. A lot of witches, you know, are there in New Orleans. So, you know, voodoo, you know, so a lot of those things are happening. So we're going to see how this turn out, but we already knowing right now they constantly, you know, he constantly wrapping it up. And also we constantly are deploying more and more these so-called ICE agents in these city, pretty much predominantly people of color, you know, live there. It's that Latino community, but also they gonna also target the so-called black community very soon. So we already know it started with the northern tribe, but we already know it's gonna spill over into the southern tribe, which in fact are the Negroes, or what they would call African Americans today, but are the so-called black man. But we knowing right now that, you know, it has begun. And one thing about it, we already knowing that this devil is getting ready to use everything at his disposal, his technology, his military. So that's exactly what we're seeing. And also they say it's coming with a new ICE is coming with a new surveillance whereby they gonna be targeting your driver license, your vehicle, your license plate, and also your social media. So right now they getting ready to go into this new system. Come 2026, everything is getting ready to go digital. So they already got the plan in place. And right now, you know, that's why I call today's lesson, they shall be like madmen, sparing none. Also, I got a video clip, I think it's in California, if I'm not mistaken, that this lady, they get ready to arrest this lady, and she had children in the car, and they shot in the car. And you know what I'm saying? One thing about it was no reports of anyone being unalive, but we're seeing right now that they're picking up the pace. And also we know what just happened in Chicago with how they went in there and did a raid in there, used the military, a Black Hawk helicopter. So these things are picking up. And also I got a video clip whereby, you know, they showing them in downtown New Orleans, and you know a lot of our people are playing talking about, you know what I'm saying, bad boy, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? And one thing about it, they coming for the people of color. You know, they making a joke out of it. See, a lot of our people are constantly playing games. While you're playing games, the devil is constantly getting busy. That's what we constantly warning you about left and right. This man is getting ready to come down with great wrath. You know, when the enemy come in like a flood, the Lord is going to have to lift up their standards. So let's get a little bit more of this here. It says here, it said federal agents arrested more than 32, 3,200 immigrants during a surge in Chicago area in recent months, but have not provided many details. That court documents on roughly 600 recent arrests show that only a handful has criminal records, representing a high public safety risk, according to federal government data. So that's all we're gonna get at this. But we're seeing right now that, you know, they pretty much got arrest anyone. So, you know, when they went into Chicago, just to give you how they're constantly, you know, they get more aggressive when they had these children, and they had like what you call night clothes on their PJs on, and some of them they said was naked. They said they didn't give a F about those kids. So that's why, you know, they're gonna be like madmen, sparing none. So we coming upon these times, what we constantly warning about: Jacob's trouble, the hour of temptation, you know, time of trouble that we've never seen before. So we seeing right now this place is slowly becoming a third world country, and also it's slowly becoming a police state, using the military, you know what I'm saying, left and right. And the one thing about, we already know that these things is going to spiral out of control. Civil unrest, civil war, insurrection. These things are coming, like, hey, we constantly warning you. So now let's get a quick precept before I start today's video. Let's go here to Revelation chapter 12 and verse 12. It said, therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. So woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath. So because he knowing that he has but a short time. He says here, therefore rejoice ye heaven. It's talking about Israel. It said, and woe to, it said, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and the sea. It's talking about the people, and said, for the devil, when you go into that word devil, it goes into a dabalos, which in fact he's a what? A false accuser. He's someone that is slanderous. And also he's a what? A deceiver. You know, he's getting ready to what? To come down with great wrath, because he's knowing that his time is very short. He's seeing that his time he's seeing that his days are determined. So right now they were saying they want to have this done by 2030 or before. So we already know now they are wrapping it up. I mean, they constantly, accelerating. And so now we're seeing that they get ready to go to the next step is this digital infrastructure. And also it's going to be dealing with your biometrics, also with AI. These things are coming. That's what we're constantly warning you about left and right. And also, we know that ICE eventually is going to be using this new technology that they have also with these drones. It's already been reported they come with a new surveillance by using your driver license, also your license plates to track you wherever you go. So it's getting ready to get very, very critical. The hour of temptation is fast approaching. And also we know that persecution of the saint is fast approaching. So right now this devil is getting ready to come down with great wrath. He already started in these cities already. Chicago, LA, Washington, D.C., Charlotte, North Carolina, and now Southeast Louisiana, started with New Orleans, Baton Rouge, Lafayette, also going into what? Mississippi. So these things are constantly picking up left and right. They call it really pretty much test run for the real deal. They're gonna just coming in your house, knocking in your doors. It ain't gonna be about no immigration. It's gonna be about the people of colors, and that's when Jacob's trouble is getting ready to start. That's what we constantly warning you about left and right. This devil is getting ready to change his content. We constantly warning. A lot of people still are playing, drinking, and relaxing in their league. Constantly, hey, we having a great old time. That's not going to happen. This ain't going to happen, but it's happening right before your eyes. So now, I start today's video, and after the video, we'll start the lesson, and I hope that you will get edified.
Okay, New Orleans is about to become the next flashpoint in Trump's national immigration crackdown, and the scale of what's coming is huge. Multiple sources told ABC News that more than 200 Border Patrol agents are being deployed to New Orleans in the coming weeks. That's not normal. This is not routine. This is the federal government flooding a major U.S. city with immigration officers. Why New Orleans? Because DHS is reportedly preparing to launch Operation Swamp Sweep, a mass roundup targeting around 5,000 people across southeast Louisiana and Mississippi. That crackdown is expected to begin December 1st. And here's the twist that makes this different from Chicago, LA, or Charlotte. New Orleans is a blue city inside a red state, with a Democratic mayor and a Republican governor. The governor, Jeff Landry, is brushing off concerns like it's no big deal, saying they work with federal agencies all the time, but schools are already sending messages to parents trying to claim families. Businesses are putting signs on their doors saying no ICE access. People are scared because they've seen what these operations look like in other cities. And meanwhile, CBP leadership is online bragging about this. One top official literally posted, "Hold on to your hats. Immigration enforcement is going next level." This isn't just enforcement. This is a show of force. This is the administration choosing to drop hundreds of Border Patrol agents into a city that didn't ask for them during the holidays and acting like it's some kind of flex. New Orleans is bracing. Families are bracing. And if the past few months are any indicator, next level is going to mean fear, chaos, and thousands of people pulled into a system that is already breaking under its own weight.
The operation is called Operation Swamp Sweep, with the goal of arresting around 5,000 people across southeast Louisiana and into Mississippi. So what we know is that the operation is going to begin December 1st, but you could start seeing agents as soon as Friday setting up equipment and getting ready. So the Department of Homeland Security aims to deploy 250 border agents. And according to the Associated Press, in our area, the focus will be making arrests in New Orleans, Jefferson, St. Bernard, and St. Tammany parishes, but it could stretch from Baton Rouge to southeastern Mississippi. If you take a look at your screen, we want to talk about what communities need to know. According to the human rights group, the ACLU, they say regardless of your status, you do have guaranteed rights under the Constitution. They say you have the right to remain silent and you don't have to discuss your immigration status with law enforcement. Now, if you aren't a U.S. citizen and an immigration agent requests your papers, you must show them if you have them on you. And if you're over 18 years old, you are urged to carry papers with you at all times. And an ACLU says you have the right to deny a search. New Orleans police leaders are meeting with border agents this week. However, they want to emphasize that they won't be making any arrests when it comes to undocumented or illegal immigrants. Reporting live in New Orleans, Anam Siddiqui, WDSU News.
They deep in that motherfucker too. Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you?
See, as our people, still in the house of mirth, still are playing games, but all the games about to be over. So now we'll start here first in Psalm chapter 37. Just a quick lesson through the spirit and the power of Yahweh Shem Shai. So a lot of people are still, celebrating these wicked holiday, still relaxing in their league, drinking and being mad. Just like in that last video, this dude sitting up joking. He probably had been drinking. And all the damn time, they getting ready to come, and coming for what? The people of color. But some people still are not believing. They still thinking that the so-called white man is your friend. This man is the devil that the Bible speaks of. He's getting ready to show you. Psalm chapter 37 and verse 12, it said, the wicked plot is against the just and gnashes upon him with his teeth. So right now, we know who is the wicked. Who is the wicked that the Bible speaks of? The modern day so-called white man, the devil that the Bible speaks of. And he said, he plotted against the just. And who is the just? He's talking about what? Israel, the Negro, the Latinos, the Native Indians, the Mexicans. I'm talking to you. It said, gnashes upon him with his teeth. Talking about what? His military, his technology, these executive orders, a lot of different things that he's coming with, these unrighteous decrees, to put you in a pet, to make you a petrol slave. This is what we're constantly warning you about. We already know he coming with that digital oil pretty soon. And also this digital society, 2026. And saying that by December the 1st, I think that's Monday. I think this Monday or Tuesday, they're going to roll in to New Orleans, where they're already in New Orleans. They say it's going to start tomorrow. I think they came in Friday, if I'm not mistaken. Hoping I'm not confusing anyone. So we seeing right now that we're here, man. They constantly coming in there. Let's read this once again. It says Psalm chapter 37 and verse 12 said, the wicked plot is against the just and gnashes upon him with his teeth. Military, his technology. When the enemy come in like a flood, the Lord is going to have to lift up that standard, because this man is putting all things into the place. These AI drones, these AI robots. These things coming in. These robotic dogs. A lot of things they getting ready to use. We constantly warning you left and right. Also, this new technology dealing with going into your social media, tracking your vehicles, your driver license, making sure you saying, making sure you are saying who you saying you are, all sorts of things. But we already know that he's trying to bring forth this new system. So now, let's go here to second area. We just gonna get one more out of this. Not meant to be a long lesson. Let's get this right quick. Tight update lesson. It says here, second area, chapter 16 and verse 7. He said, for there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. So it's gonna be a great insurrection. We know that they're gonna come after the people of the Lord, but the Lord is going to lift up that standard. So it's gonna be a great insurrection, rioting, sedition. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a lawless time. That's what it's going to boil down to. These ICE patrol, they're going to get more aggressive. It's going to get more increased. Violence is going to pick up. Verse 71 says, they shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. So this is exactly what they're going to be. They ain't not going to give a damn about the old, the young, your children. You know what I'm saying? They ain't not going to give a damn about a damn thing. They just going to go to grabbing people. Come on and go with us. No explanation, no reading you your rights. You don't have any rights, no way. And they're going to show you what time it is. But This made me think about this other video. I like to forget about it. I was going to show you about how they got this lady and had her children in the car and they shot into the vehicle. Let's show you this right quick. We're going to come back there. So that's the spirit. The Lord want me to show y'all this here. Let me get to it. Let me see how to find it. That's it right here. Let me start it over again. This it right here. ICE opened fire into a car full of kids as their mother screams for their lives beyond outrageous. And it says here, America becomes a third world country. Let's get this a little bit of this video here, because this go exactly with the title of the day lesson. This is what we're talking about. The devils get ready to come down with great wrath, and a lot of our people still are playing games, but all the games about to be over. See that northern tribe, this lady, she's trying to protect her children. They shot all off in the car. They don't give a damn. Let's read this once again. 2 Ezra chapter 16 and verse 71, it says, they shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. And who fear the Lord? Which in fact is the just, the true believers of Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushua, what the elect. And one thing about it is that, we seeing in that video right there, they were just like what? Madmen, sparing none. Your children, the old, you, or anybody else. People of color, they do not care whether you're a woman or a female. Those what? Female. And they had children in the car. So we already know how Esau gets down. You know what I'm saying? Since thou hast not hated blood, blood shall pursue thee. Verse 72 said, for they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. So when this man roll, he gonna come in your house and take what he want to take, including your wife, your daughter, even your sons. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people gonna get raped right in front of your face, and a lot of them gonna get unalived right in front of your face. This is what is coming to. That's what we constantly warning about left and right. It is time to seek the Lord, because this man is getting ready to lose his damn mind, but the Lord is going to lift up a standard. That's why we constantly trust and believe in Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua. Verse 73 said, then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as gold in the fire. So in that day, you're going to know who the Lord is really, truly dealing with, which in fact is the elect, the true believers of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua, started with the prophet and the great multitude that followed the Lord over 2,000 years ago. The Lord is going to put that hedge of protection upon us. He's going to keep those angels around. Also, when you go to Daniel chapter 12 and verse 1, the archangel Michael is going to stand up for the children of Israel. So, all we got to do is constantly, be still, because the Lord is getting ready to fight for us. But we're going to need the Lord. Verse 74, it says here, 2 Ezra chapter 16 and verse 74 say, hear, O ye my beloved, says the Lord, behold, the days of trouble are at hand, but I will deliver you from the same. So the day of trouble is at hand, but the Lord already said he will deliver you from the same, because what? You trust and believe in Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua. You fear the Lord. We love the Lord, and the Lord is going to do the rest. So that's where we at right now. We seen these videos. We see how they coming. They're using New Orleans as a test run. They don't, they flexing. The devil is flexing his muscles right now. And also I seen a video about saying Pete Hegseth. Now they saying they're getting ready to investigate him. The Secretary of Defense saying that, he did some unlawful stuff down in Venezuela. And also we watching Venezuela very closely, so we seeing right now things are popping off. Things are heating up. It's time to seek the Lord. Get your house in order, because all hell is about to break loose. So now let's go to our last and final script. Let's go here to Jeremiah chapter 30. We'll close our hand. We'll start up at verse 6. Jeremiah chapter 30 One moment. And we'll start at verse 6. And it reads, said, ask ye now and see whether a man doeth travail with child. So wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned into paleness, because it's coming upon that time. There's women, men grown as men is gonna be travailing like a woman with child. They're gonna be very afraid. A lot of vexation, a lot of uncertainties, a lot of things is coming. There's a lot of people gonna be bugged out of their mind. A lot of people is going to give up the ghost. So we coming upon these times. If the Lord is not on your side, you will be totally destroyed. It says here, verse 7, it says, at last, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. And that is even the time of Jacob's trouble. So we already know this is talking about what the 12 tribes. So we know Jacob's name was later changed to Israel. So we know that Jacob is the the father of the 12 tribes of Israel. You know what I'm saying? That's where it all started, the progenitor, Salakia. And we already know that, but it says, but he shall be saved out of it. It's talking about that the 1/3 remnant, the elect, the true believers of Yahweh, Ba'ashim Abishai. The Lord's gonna bring the elect through the fire. So that's where we at right now. These things are coming upon us. Jacob, the beginning stages of Jacob's trouble are beginning. Also, we know we're in the birth pain, and also we know that our salvation is very close at hand once again. And also we know about the MOTB. We sound like a broken record, but hey, this is where we at. It says verse 7 in the NLT, Jeremiah chapter 30 and verse 7 in the NLT, said, in all history, there has never been such a time of terror. So it will be a time of trouble for my people, Israel. What the Negroes, the Latinos, the Native Indians, the Mexicans, I'm talking to you, said, yet in the end, they will be saved. And one thing about it, talking about the elect. But we know eventually all Israel will be saved, world without end. The Lord is getting ready to return. We constantly warning you left and right, and the devil is getting ready to come down with great wrath because he's knowing that his time is very short. We're seeing that these ICE patrol, pretty much every week or so, they're going to different cities, people of color, you know what I'm saying? Talking about Israel once again, targeting the people of color. And after a while, we know that the blood is going to run red in the streets like a river. We coming upon that time. It's going to be great death, great mourning, great sorrow, the beginning of sorrow. Man, I'm telling you, we here, man. We're constantly warning you left and right. These things are happening right before our eyes. We still have a lot of people that don't believe. What if some don't believe? We don't care because these things are happening. Bible prophecies are being fulfilled in the mental law. We're constantly warning you left and right, whether you will hear or whether you will forbear. So the title of the daily lesson, once again, is they shall be like madmen, sparing none. So I like to give all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rekah Kwadash. I like to say, Shalom, Shalom.